Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to another Green Square Talks Battlebots Power Rankings video. Apologies that we didn't get to Week 3 Power Rankings videos. I've been busy lately with my spring co-op and other stuff, and so we weren't able to get to that last week, but we did get to it this week. So yeah, this will feature our Power Rankings, where we get a set of Power Rankings from myself, Blaze, his BBBN, and Civilian Arc. So, but we're going to start with Blaze this time because Blaze said he can't stay for this whole thing. So we're going to lead off with him this time rather than leading off with mine, which is totally fine. So you already know who I'm here with. I'm expecting Mantine will probably come at some point to taunt our power rankings and whatever he does.
Rankings. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
this is
basically inspect our power rankings and either respect or taunt them, basically. So
yeah. Well, anyways,
we're gonna lead off with Blaze, and Blaze, how about you go ahead and talk about a little bit about your rankings?
So I made these power rankings for week 4, and I was too lazy to actually edit the power rankings for this week. So the reason why Quantum was at 1 is because Quantum was 2-0, and both they had 2 dominant wins.
Very true.
Kind of makes sense on why they're top 6. And then there's Tantrum and Flip. And then there's Cobalt. And then above Cobalt and Copperheads. Then there's Rotator above Huge and Black Dragon. Fusion. And yeah. And then I have Mammoth at 16. Which then I explain because I was sleep deprived.
So I just want to make sure I'm right on this. You put Ed Catter, a robot who's currently 1-1, over.
If you were listening, you would have heard that I made this for week 4.
He made this last week. And then didn't change it.
Yeah.
No, so this sounds like a you problem. Because I was too lazy to actually edit this. And,
Wait, no, that is actually your problem if you were too lazy.
Yeah, I was too lazy to edit it, plus I thought it would be funny. Just like how just half of them just be completely random. Well, Civ, since when were you funny? Exactly.
True.
Anyways, my notables are pretty Mirror Bleeze, Mirror B, Hyper Blaze, Blaze when he gets sleep, and then Mirror B again because Mirror B is just that cool.
Mirror B is iconic.
And also, by the way, I didn't think of Mirror B. Well, I mean, Kirby is like literally an Eldritch god, so like.
That's true.
I feel like
Kirby can eat worlds. Can you eat worlds, Civ? That's what I thought.
Yes, I can. It's called.
Civ doesn't know about Kirby lore. Okay, I do have one critique on mine, and I think that Larvitar and Volcarona should have been bumped up a little bit. But other than that, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Fair.
That list is pretty honky.
I need Mantine in here right now. I need Mantine to roast me.
He'll probably show up whenever he feels like it. So anyway, anything else to talk about Blaze's rankings, or should we move on to mine?
Move on.
Man, I just think Mantine.
We'll go back to your rankings if he comes later. We're gonna just go to mine. Okay, so here. Let's just go back to Blaze's.
Go back. All right, cool.
Because Blaze wants you to inspect his Mantine.
My bitch ass classmates sent me something at 11 o'clock, and they were like, "Dude, I need you to do this part of the project." I'm like, "Dude, it's due in 15 minutes. You fucking whitey." All right, well.
Well, Mantine, those are Blaze's rankings.
Quantum number 1. This is an elite ranking, honestly. Probably one of the best I've seen.
That's really funny.
I will say, fire type is definitely too high. Doomba should be how many?
Yeah, fire type is actually pretty mid.
How many competitors are there this season? Green, do you know?
50 plus like 5
Yeah,
alternates, I
It's
think,
it's like
something like that.
56.
Doomba should be at max 56 on this list. I'm surprised it's so high.
Wow.
Horizon, the lady who I spoke to, or the person I spoke to on Horizon was really nice, so that's fine.
Oh yeah.
Bloodsport sucks. Ribot sucks. Claw Viper's actually pretty elite this season. Mammoth should be 57, right behind Doomba. Let's see what else.
True.
Anything else? Why is Larvitar? Larvitar is fucking mid as well.
Oh.
He's his favorite Pokemon.
Yeah.
Sorry to say it, yeah, it's pretty mid though.
Damn, this Red Blaze is muted right now.
Yeah, he doesn't have
Tantrum,
anything
let's
for the
see.
comeback.
Everything, Fusion, lost against Wishtalker, lol, shit robot.
Wow.
Scorpios is just rip off Saw Blaze, let's be real, guys. I mean, Mad Catter kind of got butt fucked by Riptide, so I'm not sure if it should be as high as it is. I love you, Martin Mason. You should have slapped Ethan Kurtz.
You didn't hear the context. He made this last week and was too lazy to edit it and make a new one. So this is technically week 4.
I gotta go.
Okay. All right, bye, man.
Pretty honky
that was
though.
Blip should have
beaten Blip would have beaten Huge if it wasn't Battlebot's shitty ass rules. Rotator sucks. Black Dragon is okay. Huge is alright. And Kirby fucking sucks. Alright, that's my analysis here, guys.
Alright, we're gonna go to my rankings next then. Okay, so here are my set of rankings. So Riptide moved up to number 1 in my rankings, even though some people might disagree, because they've had two quick victories over 2 pretty good robots. I don't care what you guys say about Glitch, but yeah. Then Huge moved up to Minotaur. Even got a pretty solid victory against free shipping right there. It's at number 2 right now, even though it's now down 1 ranking. Huge right down below with a pretty dominant victory. Witch Doctor might not have been as powerful as the victory against Ribot was, but it was still a pretty solid victory over Fusion in my opinion. Sawblaze also advanced to 2-0. Claw Viper 2-0. Both of them are in the top 10 on my rankings. Mad Catter, even though it lost that fight to Riptide, had some good moments in that one. Strength of schedule is absolutely still there with that dominant victory over Whiplash, and they did get a few good hits in on Riptide before getting beat into a pulp in that one. So I didn't drop them down that much. Fusion, I actually moved Fusion up a few spots. It's because I felt that was a good loss from Fusion in that fight with Witch Doctor. And I don't care what some of y'all down here say that may disagree with that. What were some of the other robots that were in the recent episode? Free shipping, still in the top 32. Let's see. Double Tap is in the top 30. I kept Double Tap in the top 32 at least. Although I think it's probably likely gonna drop out of there, most likely, just because that they did get that win against Doomba, but I wouldn't consider that exactly a big statement victory. Then little ways down, we got Blip and Ribot at 0-2 right now, kind of in a little bit of a hole like Whiplash is. Hopefully they bounce back from that, and then Doomba, and I don't know why I didn't put the record there, but yeah, currently at 50 right now. We know that Doomba will get one more regular season match, so we'll need to see a big performance from Doomba at least. And that was told by Bryce Farrell when he came on to the main podcast for the Doomba and Double Tap segment. So, yeah, y'all can criticize my rankings now, since I know some of y'all probably want to.
So, would you mind telling me why is above Malice is above Beta and free shipping.
So
Yeah.
Malice, at least I felt that loss to Lockjaw was a good loss overall because like they put up a really solid fight against Lockjaw in that one. Like they got a few good hits in, and they showed that even without the weapon right there, they still have a lot of push power within that robot there, and like definitely the win against Emulsifier. It wasn't a good victory because like Emulsifier was definitely winning that. But like Malice was able to hold their own. They got a few good hits in at least, even if Emulsifier was dominating the brunt of that match right there. And then as for like beta and free shipping just hasn't been there at least for me personally. Because like sure they got that win against Gigabyte and then had a couple good moments against Minotaur, but like it just hasn't been that impressive to me so far. Like part of that's partly because like this could be like Gary Chen's first time operating with a spinner in this one, but and then Beta like definitely the drive issues kind of hindered it a little bit in my opinion, but hopefully we'll see Beta bounce back at least in the Shatter fight as for whatever those drive issues were, and like definitely if Beta is a strong performance in that fight with Shatter, it'll probably move up above Malice. So hopefully that answers it all right.
Why is Doomba ahead of Shredderator?
That's
That one's one like
That is
49 through 52. I was really debating how to order all four of those robots because I felt all four of them like the win just wasn't there for or not really the win, just like it just wasn't there for any of those four robots. I was having a really hard time organizing all four of those robots at least. But I kind of give Doomba a little bit of a benefit of a doubt out at least with the fact that they actually only had 5 minutes before like they got updated about that match 5 minutes before the match was actually supposed to begin because they were originally supposed to fight Rusty based on what Farrell mentioned
Yeah.
and so they didn't have like even though despite that like though the fight quality they still didn't do so hot even though they didn't have their double tap configuration but yeah, like the problem is though, because like I definitely see where you're going. Mantime that Shredderator definitely put up a bit more of a fight in the fight with Quantum, but like
Well,
the
I
performance
wouldn't.
there just wasn't there for like really any of those bottom four robots in my opinion. So
I wouldn't say that Shredderator put up a fight exactly. It just didn't get two shot by a
oh
fucking
yeah,
helicopter blade.
oh yeah, I know what you're talking about, but
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't really think it matters. I think it's so far down the list that who fucking cares? But
yeah.
Ribbot should definitely be at 53. Ribbozo.
Yeah.
Horizon, I think Whiplash should be down like 8 pegs because it sucks and it's neon highlighter yellow piece of shit.
Oh, bring back that.
Shall we go back to what we said last week in the chat?
I will say, Green. I do think that even though it's 0-2, I think Blip has done much more good things than bots like Horizon, Whiplash,
Yeah.
Triton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely see the point with that
yeah.
one, but yeah, I definitely see your cases with some of those because yeah, Blip did have like it did the best it could against Endgame with the damage it took, and then had some great moments in the huge fight. But yeah, kind of like the hole it's in right now is kind of why I kept it down that area. But I absolutely can see the case for why you think it should be above like Triton and Star Child. I kind of went with those two just because I kind of went with Star Child and Triton over Blip just because like they both definitely lost to have definitely their losses to Lucky and Overhaul, but I felt they both had some pretty good moments as well, and they're both only one fight in as of now, so they have a little more room to bounce back. Is kind of what my mindset is, but Horizon's kind of in the same boat as somewhat in the same boat as well, but I could see the argument for why Blip and Ribot should be above it, so it's valid.
Frankly, I believe that Blip would have won that judge's decision if it hadn't if it had been under any other judging criteria other than BattleBots, I think it probably would have beaten Huge.
It's a fair case.
That's an unfortunate thing. I would probably genuinely put Blip over Whiplash, because I mean they've both had very, and I know Whiplash bias yada yada, but in a serious sense, I think that they both had very tough opponents in their first two opponents, and while Blip went the distance and put up some pretty close fights, Whiplash had a couple good moments, but ultimately it's got its fucking shit rocked 2 times in a row.
Yeah, I chose Whiplash over Blip for that one just because like I felt Blip didn't do much in the end game fight. It definitely did a lot in the Huge fight. And then I felt Whiplash did some at the beginning of the Mad Catter fight, and then some at the beginning of the Hypershock fight. The fact that it was a little more consistent in how competitive it was, and able to have some good moments in those matchups is why I kept Whiplash over Blip. But I would definitely say that Blip definitely had some superior moments in that Huge fight, but the consistency in those moments is why I chose to put Whiplash above Blip. But that's another thing where I can see your case for that. So
yeah, I get what you're saying. I personally think that even though Blip didn't really necessarily do anything against Endgame, it went the distance as one of the best robots in the sport, unfortunately, right now.
Which we'll see. We'll see that best robot in the next episode.
Well, let's go Ripperoni. Ripperoni's about to smoke that Endgame, that honky pack, baby.
That's actually gonna be my upset pick for the Green Square prediction game this week.
I'm not a pussy. I'm picking that as lock. I'm picking that as lock. You're a bitch. I'm picking it as lock.
I mean, Blaze picked Fusion as his lock in the recent episode.
And look how that turned out for him.
Bozo.
He got the upset one, though, because he had Claw Viper as his upset pick. So it's something, at least. So. Anything else on this list, or should we move on to BBNs?
Let them tear into mine. I'm ready for it.
Let's do this.
I'm ready for it. Just remember that this is based on a different ranking system, but...
All right, why don't you go ahead and briefly talk about your list before Mantine and Civ go after?
Yep. Okay, so we talk
Wow.
All right, so bad that he just left immediately.
Well, I mean, at least he's not tormenting you for your rankings this time.
Exactly, but this is almost.
So I'd say that's almost a win for you.
Where did he go?
He left.
This is almost worse.
I
don't know if that's for actual comedic effect or he's actually really pissed off with my ranking. It's definitely. I definitely think it's better than the first time. But Endgame at number 1, I still think it's the perfect balance of...
Oh gosh.
Alright, cool.
There's Mantine.
Here's back. Alright, Endgame's...
I have to be here, so I have Mike Civ's emotional support now.
You don't have to be here. It's fine. Endgame is...
Yeah, I've got to be here.
Then where's my emotional support? But I'm gonna get some emotional baggage after this.
That's Blaze.
Yeah, no, he's down my emotional support at all.
Why the fuck is Kraken at 36?
I haven't even gotten to explain my stuff yet, and you're already picking me apart.
I don't care. That doesn't matter. Kraken. You base this off of previous rankings that Kraken has statistically one of the worst modern reboot BattleBots records in fucking reboot BattleBots, and it got shit canned by Beta, who didn't even work. Why is it?
I don't think it got shit canned. It was able to get a couple decent shots in.
Yeah, because Beta wasn't moving. Beta didn't move.
It was still an improvement from what it was before, so that's why it's at 36. Oh my gosh. Okay. Whatever. Endgame to me is still the quintessential bot when it comes to like drive, power, and just in general is still the best bot. I don't think anything can top it. I was thinking about putting Witch Doctor at number 1 potentially after like the fusion fight, but I was considering it, but it was not.
So
The fight was, if it was like a dominating fight, it would have been a number one. Minotaur at 3, like.
I just want to get into the mind of the BBBN podcast for a second.
Smoke the pack, smoke the pack, brother.
So you know, Blip, a robot that is, you know, currently 0-2
0-2
is, you know, above Lucky, 1-0 robot.
Mm-hmm. Strength of schedule. Lucky beat Triton. Triton's not a great robot. Blip, like, should have arguably beat Huge. Huge has played really well this season. And then Endgame, like, lost to the number one robot. Like, both of those losses are very good losses. There's still a bunch of, like, potential with Blip to win those, like, last two games, last two matches. But, like, I honestly, like, it's like, its losses were, I mean, I think were more impressive than, say, like, an example, the Valkyrie win against Mammoth. Like, Valkyrie's win wasn't the greatest. I think we can all agree on that. All right, bye, Mantine. Minotaur had a great showing. Moved up over Hydra. Sawblaze didn't do much. He's the only one that I had at 5 and then kept at 5 because like I could have put him down, honestly, because I was sort of let down by the Lockjaw fight, especially when it came to like his weapon spinning down and his arm at the end. I didn't necessarily like that. We have Lynx at number 8. I mean Riptide. As like, this robot is good. This robot is very solid. This robot can take a lot of just dish out a lot of hits, but I mean, currently hasn't fought like Mad Catter. Like, I came into this was thinking Mad Catter was going to be a top contender of a robot, and it utterly like destroyed Mad Catter. So I would like to see it in a tournament. Like, I don't think the schedule has what does it have left? It has Black Dragon left. I would like to see it face like a Minotaur or like a Cobalt. That would like put it into top 5 easily, but if it won, but I can't really say much. Huge cracks into the top 10, very strong wins. In general, that weapon has taken on a lot of like improvement in the season. Honestly, 10, if you look at 12 through 9, all of them could be interchangeable because all of them have impressed me. Claw Viper has done really well, but earlier, like in the regular podcast, I know Green said that they haven't faced any actual, like, wait, no, that wasn't, forget what I said. Never mind. But I mean, with Claw Viper, here's what I was gonna say. With Claw Viper, I would love to see it win against Hypershock for me to actually say it's a contender. Oh, you said it with Huge with the when it was facing Fusion. But whatever. I digress. Mad Catter, I believe, was like my number 8, and it got its shit kicked in, so that's why it moved down to 14.
Wait a minute.
Fusion was at like 22, and then I moved it up 19 because it was a solid win if they're able to work on their. Yeah, can I finish my statement real quick? But if they finish working on, like, if they can fix out the kinks with like their weapons and their drives and make it reliable, like that, they can go deep. Okay, what were you gonna say?
So you know, Fusion, you know, that one robot that just kicked the shit out of Witch Doctor and then kind of just died a bit at the end there, and you know, also kicked the shit out of Emulsifier. That's under. So I just want to.
It's under Rotator. Correct. Is that what you're saying?
That's
under Rotator and Tantrum.
It's under Beta and Rotator. You know, Beta, who also was like at best 80% drive by the end of the match and was barely driving at the beginning.
I think I'm more impressed by the Beta winning than anyone else is. I think Beta winning, like,
I'm not saying that's a bad win, but you have to be honest. Beta was like having huge problems at the beginning.
Right, and Fusion still has drive problems and still has some weapon problems. I mean, I don't think it's like, yes, it does a lot of damage, but like if it can't if it can't last an entire fight, I can't see it going any higher.
Well, what's worse, like having a terrible start and then doing a decent end, or having a great start and then just kind of slowly tanking at the end?
Slowly tanking at the end.
Yeah.
Because if you can't finish fights, then if you can't finish fights, if you have a strong opening minute, but you can't finish it off in the past 2 minutes, like what was that first minute for? At least you can get a comeback in the last 2 minutes. You can't really. You need to, if you have a commanding first minute, you need to control the rest of the game if you want to win.
The thing is, okay, so your whole point is that Fusion had a shit end, right?
Yes. At least that's the argument I'm making right now.
But the thing about that is there's more robots that are more built to, like, Fusion fought more robots that are built to last 3 minutes, whereas you fought a new design in Kraken, a completely new, like, barely tested design, and Beta could barely manage a comeback against Kraken, whereas you have Fusion, who just took on, like, I feel like you mentioned.
I don't know if barely manage is the right word though.
If Beta didn't snipe that weapon, I think Kraken would have won that fight. I'll be real.
I won't disagree with that.
Well, I just think that Fusion's strength of schedule is to the point where it should be higher than some of these robots. Like, not a rookie bot, but like Emulsifier has been a thing for like years, hasn't it? Like,
At least for a while,
Witch
yes,
Doctor,
but
yeah.
not in Battlebots.
like one of the most veteran teams out there.
Right. Can I continue on with sort of like my explanation of ranking real quick?
I suppose.
Now, okay, yeah, I mean, a lot of people are probably gonna get mad at me for having Ribot, Glitch, and Jackpot and Death Roll all like clumped in that spot. I like the thing is they still have all of them still have the potential to have really powerful weapons. It's just that with Glitch, Jackpot, and Death Roll, their fights have been so like quick we haven't actually been able to see them do well this season. With Ribot, I had a lot of respect coming into Ribot like at the beginning of the season, and it just hasn't shown that. Could definitely make an argument that they need to be lower, like especially behind like Grub, Valkyrie, and Hijinks, because like they actually won fights and free shipping of that matter. But I just think that they are all of these robots are like competently built, except for Glitch. Glitch is very hit or miss. Who else was in this fight card? I think free shipping was the last one. Free shipping didn't move down a ton because it was a tall order taking on Minotaur, and I think I had it at 32, and it bumped down to 34. It's still definitely in the hunt to get like to snipe one of those bottom seats in the tournament. Oh yeah, Doomba and Double Tap. I didn't put them in my ranking proper. Not really impressed by Double Tap. So I mean, it got like 2 shots in, but then its weapon, like whenever it got the shots in, its weapon stopped immediately. So there wasn't really a lot of.
I think it's looking better
Like,
than what people thought it out to be.
It's yeah, definitely.
Including for the
and
fact
then
that they
Doomba
haven't
was-
included this,
Doomba.
including the fact that they have. Including the fact they haven't used the special teeth or whatever they're called yet. Yeah, because
Right.
they didn't have those on for that fight.
I think this fight goes different if Doomba like actually had the upgrades that they talked about in the podcast proper, and they didn't like cater towards Rusty. Like if they actually knew they were fighting Double Tap, I think Doomba might actually win that. But
Yeah.
Are there anything else, Civ?
Let me take a good look here.
You get a good 6 seconds.
I want to know Shred It Bro at 47.
Shred It
I
Bro
didn't-
sucks.
Shredded Bro's ass. I don't think I need to.
Fair.
It-
I'll give you that.
like-
Shredded Bro was lucky in getting one good hit in, and that was it.
Let's be honest. If that one hit didn't
on
happen,
another.
Horizon wins the fight. Horizon wins
Probably.
the fight if that hit doesn't happen.
Both robots did not look good, but Shredded Bro at least had one good hit.
Fair.
Yeah.
Anything else, or get the Civs
I
rankings?
think you have switch. I think you have switchback a little too low. I feel like it should be higher than Kraken.
I don't know. I didn't really feel impressed by its win against Banshee. I just wasn't impressed by it. I feel like I have the most non-feeling towards Switchback.
I guess that's fair. I mean, this is probably better than your first one. I'll give you that.
I mean, it's still different than everything like normal power rankings, but
I mean, it's the same system that
I do see some of
BBN's
your
been using.
Exactly. I've always been using this system. I know there will always be quarrels with this system. I just gotta, like deal with that shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Should we move on to Civ's rankings?
All right.
I wonder if Mantine's gonna return or not for this.
I pinged him.
Yeah, well, he missed his opportunity.
All right, there's Civ's list. We'll talk about it.
All right, here's my list. It's as the kids say, it's really in today.
Is it?
Yeah.
Having Scorpios at 4?
Yeah, man. Bro, do you think look, Jackpot's been undefeated, and you have to keep in mind like the bots they fight, Scorpios.
I keep in mind that, but
Scorpios obviously, is at a disadvantage fighting a scary vertical spinner, and it beat Jackpot quite handily.
But the vertical spinner did nothing though. Like I could see you giving it at 4 if this was like a dominating fight for 3 minutes where like Jackpot was in shambles, but like Jackpot just got flipped and then its self-rider didn't work.
Well, yes, but Scorpios' ground game looks pretty good. I understand that Scorpios will cause confusion, but I kind of stand by it.
Yeah, go for it.
That's fair.
But yeah, I think you have like the top. You have like the Minotaurs and the Riptides. Then you have overrated as fuck Endgame, who lost its weapon like 90 seconds into the first fight. Scorpios, based bot, probably the only hammer saw I'll ever like.
Civ likes hammer saws? Since when?
What? When was that?
Yeah, it's like Civ's on drugs of some kind. And now he actually likes a hammer saw.
BBN, what else you got?
I personally think Cobalt's a little too low.
Let me see. Where is Cobalt?
At number 14. Like I'm okay with it, but I just think it's personally a little too low. Like
I think the thing with a lot of these robots is that they all have very good performances to the point where like it's kind of hard to like, because like you have bots like Quantum, Hydra, Fusion, and Cobalt where they're all very interchangeable. So I'm just like, Cobalt kind of fought a bot that doesn't really rely too much in ground game, whereas you Fusion's fought 2 robots and given them both hell. Hydra, fought Rotator, one of the possibly the most vicious horizontal spinner in the world. Quantum, is pretty up there as well. But yeah.
Why is Hypershock at 21? I feel like that's a war crime. I feel like that's a war crime. Why is it above
Oh.
Beta and Switchback and Pain Train?
Well, what
Is
the
it
fuck? Why
because
do I
it's
have
one
Pain
and
Train
one?
that high? Why do I have
Why do you
Pain
have
Train?
Pain? Why do you even have Pain Train on the list at all?
What the fuck? Why do I have Pain Train this high? What's wrong with me?
You're on
Yeah,
drugs, apparently.
exactly.
It should be like fucking. That thing should be like fucking 48. Right, just above Horizon, and that's it. What the fuck? What's wrong with me?
But yeah, but why is Hypershock lower than Beta and Switchback?
Um. So do you want my personal opinion?
Sure.
I'll be real. The Whiplash fight didn't impress me that much.
Interesting.
For a few reasons. Basic design of Hypershock pretty much allows it to do damage in any capacity whatsoever, as long as Will is driving it correctly. I also feel like Whiplash is just kind of washed at this point. Like, what it's had a 4-fight losing streak at this point. But yeah, I don't think Hypershock has impressed me that much. I also think the Sawblaze fight is kind of a Minotaur Sawblaze situation where it's just like one good hit by Hypershock, and other than that, just gets fucking steamrolled by an annoying ass Hammerbot.
Wait, where did you put Sawblaze on this list?
Number 10.
10. That's
I'd give him that one. I think that's a fair.
That's fair.
I think that's a fair
I
ranking.
feel like with with how many robots that have had dominating wins this season, like I can't be mad if like any robots like the top 12 robots. Like I swear, like if you look at all our lists, these top 12 robots are like the same ones, except for Scorpius.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
regardless.
Because, like, I think I see all 12 of these robots making bracket, probably.
Yeah. Why is Lockjaw so low?
Lockjaw, okay, so I do think that, I do think Lockjaw should have beaten Malice in the decision, I do think that
Lockjaw did beat Malice in the decision.
Oh, I'm just saying I disagree with all the comments about Lockjaw and Team Mutant Robotics.
What exactly did you disagree about it? I have curiosity.
What?
Well,
I don't even get what you're talking about when you're saying that.
People hate Lockjaw. And that's.
I don't hate Lockjaw. I feel indifference towards Lockjaw.
Like, I don't think I saw a lot of hate for that fight.
Lockjaw smokes, but that's about it. He's cool.
Lockjaw's ending against Malice wasn't a good ending.
That is fair because, like, I know that the times they were having drive problems at the end of that one, but yeah. Still.
Sawblaze, the loss against Sawblaze wasn't that great of a loss. Yeah, it didn't do bad, but it also didn't do good.
It did more than I thought it was going to, which is why I think I have it like higher. I didn't expect it to do a ton, and it was able to get a couple like decent shots in. Like it did more than I thought. I just thought it would just get scooped up by Sawblaze the entire time.
I think if Lockjaw beats Glitch, I'll have it like top 16, top 12, somewhere around that ballpark. But I don't think it's proven itself like that much yet. I think it has to have one more win for me to say, oh yeah, Lockjaw's back in it.
Right. I do. This is just personal preference. I do think, even though Ripperoni made it to the buzzer, I do think Monsoon had a better fight than Ripperoni. Like that's cool, but that's just my personal.
I'll agree. I think I can. Like looking at this list, I will say there's some fucking dumb decisions I have. Pain Train's way too high. Big Dill's way too high.
Yeah, Big Dill is.
But yeah.
Anything else we'd love to talk about with this thing, or should we close out the power rankings segment? Sounds like close it out. So, yeah.
I believe Mantine wasn't here.
It might be the school thing he was mentioning when he was judging Blaze's rankings. But yeah, that'll do it for this power ranking segment. So thanks for watching this video. Be sure to like, subscribe. Check out the main podcast, which I will link in the description of this video. And thanks to these people for coming and listening, sending it in their rankings, even if some of them might be a little more messed up than others. Blaze, but yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.